This might make you look cooler than your prom. Are you ready for this? So this is the Style on Steroids. Okay? Have you been using this one? So how do you use it, Zane?
It really just depends.
Yeah.
Usually after it's dry.
Yeah, when the hair's dry.
Lift all through the hair and get it out there.
Boom, yeah, that's exactly what I do, and it's awesome.
What is it called?
It's called Style on Steroids, okay?
It's a bit heavy with the powder, or whatever.
What's that?
The powder that just...
It's like mad, yeah, it like it's this big like sea, but it's
It
not.
almost chokes you.
Yeah.
But in a good way?
I like it. Everybody's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know, the mist coming off it. It's crazy. It's a texture spray, but you can use it in all different ways, and I'll demonstrate now. The good thing about it is texture sprays, again, there's lots of them out there. And Gail, our founder, she doesn't like to make Me Too products. And if for some reason we're going to make a Me Too product, a bit like a root lifter or a texture spray, we will painstakingly work on it until it is like the next level of whatever technology we can find, whatever ingredient we can find. That's the way we make it. We don't just want to make a subpar product just to conform to what a product line should look like. So when we were working on Raise the Roof, that formulation is genius. To be able to just do that in your hair is crazy and feel nothing. You know, it's really, really clever. And this one as well, we didn't want to make it sticky, because texturizers can still be a little bit sticky, and you can almost glue the hair together a little bit. But what is nice about this, it gives a ton of texture. It contains an ingredient in there, and they're called microzeolites, which are actually these little micro minerals. They stick to your hair to give it texture, but what they'll actually do is absorb a tiny little bit of oil as well. So if you've got it's not like as much as a dry shampoo, but they will negate a little bit of oil in your hair, which is cool. So 2 ways you can use it, or 3 almost. If you want to get a lot of body in the hair, and say I'd gone through each of your sections and someone had I like it when one client comes in and said, no one can get body in my hair. I become obsessed. I'm going to put so much flipping body in that hair. And it becomes my little thing. I don't care how long it takes me. And I'll go through every section, lift it, make it massive. Sometimes with that type of hair, I will take the steroids and literally just support all the body I've just put in, because it's not like a hairspray, but I just want to get more and more and more. You can see the mist now. You see what Zane's talking about? Well, everyone's going. But so you can do that to support your body. Other way, which I love, is it's actually designed with a heat protectant in it. Okay? So when you want to put a wave into the hair, you can actually take it, spray it, hit it with a curling iron. It's not going to do what would happen if you used a hairspray, and it would go, you know, what I'm talking about. Yes, it doesn't do that. I'm just pretending my fingers are curling iron. But look, you can actually get a bit of support in it using your curling iron. It's not going to dry and go crispy and dark, but it's going to give that beautiful flexibility to your hair. But then, throw your head upside down for me, so when you've finished waving it, now we can have some fun. And this is my favourite thing to do. If I've waved hair, and I just want to give it a bit more of a sexy texture.
Can you breathe under there?
Yeah, throw your head back. Okay, so stand up for me. There you go. You know, you just start to rock that style out a little bit, you know, you just start to just pull it out a bit, and then keep finishing it. I love this stuff. My can's almost empty. I go through tons of it, because it's cool, but still, if it's a cool style, it's not going to be it's not glued in place. I mean, feel it, I just sprayed a ton in there. It doesn't feel sticky in any way. And as every product, it's not going to dull your colour in any way. It's always going to keep your colour bright and vibrant. Feels cool, right? So then, to finish, you introduce the hairspray. You're having a great time now. So, and again, a hairspray. At the end of the day, hairspray is a difficult one. What can you do differently? But what you can do is work very hard, and it took us years to actually formulate a hairspray that's going to be one of those icons. You know them, there's the Sebastian Shaper, Elnet. You've got some genius hairsprays that have been out there that people just love. And it's harder and harder and harder nowadays to make hairsprays, because the regulations of what you can put in them is cut right back. California is to blame, by the way. Oh. So, right on the other side.
Don't look at me.
What's that? Are you from California? It's your fault. No, but So we spent a long time, and we only just launched this just the end of last year. But so stand up for me. So what is cool about it, so once you've got all that texture in, but Madame, she's going off to her prom or high school reunion or whatever it is, that's when I would use like a hairspray to begin to kind of like really seal it in. But I use that, you know, the texture spray to get the texture, and then start to just kind of finish it and whatever you kind of want to do. It's kind of cool. So that's how you would use like the hairspray. I mean, I don't need to tell you guys how to use it. Yeah. But the fact it's still flexible, do you feel it? It's not like overly sticky, but it will give a nice hold. And especially like tomorrow, if you want to like brush it out, it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna just tear your hair. You are gonna be able to brush it, which is really nice. Okay. This doesn't really need much explaining, but it is an extremely exciting time. And I can tell you this, probably without question, this is one of the most exciting hair care launches in the last 20 years. Just purely because of our whole company, we were called like years back, that someone, like one of the magazines called us like the apple of hair care. Because that's really what, and Gail Federici, like our founder, she loves like Apple and Steve Jobs, the whole way he structured that business, because it's all about innovation and scaling everything back and being very simple and effective. I mean, I'm telling you, you cannot beat this stuff. I mean, it's like great. You've all used it, right? The Dreamcoat. I mean, I'm just going to explain to you how you haven't used it.
No. None of us.
Wait. So I'll talk about the problem first, okay, and why it was designed. But I know anyway, once hairdressers get going, they use it in all their own kinds of ways, okay? And Zane's like a pro on Dreamcoat. Yeah, no, it's fine. He's like, I got this. I felt so bad, I like sent him one because he was so like upset that we didn't have any in stock. I felt so bad. But the Dreamcoat, the problem is humidity. Tons of it here, which is great, right? Great for this product. And the problem is with humidity, whatever you do to your style, okay? Whether it's rough textured hair that you've made lovely, super sleek and straight, or fine hair that you've given tons of body to, as soon as you go out in any form of humidity, moisture, rain, showering, gym, whatever it is, that style, it's either swelled up by the time you've even walked to your car. And I know people, because they like literally cover their hair, they dive in their car, whack up their air conditioning and trying to just save their hair for those like 3 minutes. I mean, it's like crazy what it does. And that's the problem, okay? And Gail, for years and years and years, has been trying to solve like the humidity problem. But the problem is, it's tough because anything that's out there is like Kevlar, you know, for the hair, you like just coats it. Or you've got silicons and oils, and I was actually demonstrating this to someone the other day. It was like, and I did the whole like demo, explained the whole thing, and he's like, yeah, but you'd use it with like a cream or oil, right? And I'm like, no, that's the whole point. You don't need anything. It feels like water. It's as light as water. You spray it in section by section, starting like at the back, small sections, and saturate it from root to tip, okay? And then get your blow dry and just blow dry it in. Firstly, it will completely change the texture of that hair. No matter how coarse or rough that texture is, it literally makes it feel like a virgin type texture, but with absolutely no weight to it whatsoever. And not only that, that hair then has got complete humidity protection. You've pretty much waterproofed the hair. Again, with no weight, no oil, no silicone, no grease. That humidity protection in the hair that you've put in, I know I'm talking a big game here this time, I'm talking like to you because you've not used it, but you know, it's crazy. That will last in the hair for 2 to 3 washes, okay? So it's not like you wake up like you've had a Brazilian and your hair is like straight again, okay? You're gonna like wake up, wash your hair, and it's gonna go a bit puffy, but it's gonna be more controlled, and then as soon as you style it, it's easier to style, and as soon as you style it, the humidity protection's back. You don't need to put more on. Okay, so it's every 2 to 3 washes. You know, I was chatting to a hairdresser just earlier today, and she's like, so I use it on everybody every time. I'm like, oh my God. And she said, I love it. She said, I can't not use it. She said, I'm scared not to use it because it's so good. And I said, well, try. you know, to like be in and out. It's not quite how you're supposed to do it. And she's like, yeah, but it helps me dry the hair so much quicker and the whole thing. It does speed up your drying time as well. You don't need to use it with the speed blow dry. You would use the speed blow dry every other like 2 or 3 shampoos. So personally for me, I love to use this just on its own. It is so transformational, but you use it a lot. And I don't know how everyone is for time. I know it's like everyone's days off. I could literally like wash someone's hair and blow dry it, but I don't know how everyone is for time. Like, do you want to see it like work? Have you got time to see it work? Or yeah, you want to see it? Do you want your hair dried straight? Do you hate it straight?
No, I don't hate it straight. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, should we just do it? At least anyone, like, you could just see the front.
Is it something where you're gonna still get body with it?
If
Because
you
like
want.
I wear my hair down sometimes, but like I have like 5 hairs, so I tease the crap out of it.
Okay,
I
good.
tease and spray every single section,
Oh, good.
and then I sculpt it and spray it and blow dry it so it stays hard. all
But
day
you
long.
want to protect that from humidity still. Well, it doesn't sound like much humidity is going to get in.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But sometimes when I wear it down,
Yeah.
it doesn't stay as well as when I pin it up because
Okay.
I can't
Mhm.
secure it as much when it's like down. The couple hairs that I do have.
Exactly. So this is the genius thing. If you want to blow dry hair with body, you can absolutely. I did it just the other day, like just last week, and there was this woman and she had the toughest like texture hair. She was like a salon owner. It was like this length, but it was fine but frizzy. You know, that horrible like texture, like geez, and she wants big hair, right? So I was like, so I did a ton of raise the root, all through, every section, then the Carb Cocktail, and then I Dreamcoated each section, okay? And that's my favorite combination for body. So I lifted up all the roots, I blew it all, I got one of the girls to give me loads of pins, I pinned it all, then I brushed it all out, and then I waved each section with the style on steroids and then sprayed all the roots. Literally, her hair was like out here. And she's like, she went wild, but she's like, my hair feels like a different head of hair. But what's more, because I put all that body in, but no moisture's gonna get in, because it was pouring with rain for every single day I was in this place, so I'm so happy to be here. It's gonna stay, because no moisture is getting in to kill my curls or the body that I put into the hair, which is kind of cool. So absolutely, to answer your question in a really long way, yes, you can put body.
I have a question.
Please. It looks like it's
So
a
we
hard
only
question.
had to use it like every...
Yes, second or third time. You're like the other hairdresser. You were using it every time, aren't you?
I have people that come every day to get their hair
I
blown.
know. You've
Or
got an
every other
amazing
day.
clientele.
Yeah, they keep putting it on their
Saying
hair.
that's
Yeah.
why Julie's hair lasts so long.
I know, we have one that she comes every day, her hair is really greasy by the next day. It's
Yeah.
not getting greasy anymore.
Yeah.
She'll go like, just come in and say, oh, just call me. You know?
And
Yeah.
her hair normally gets really kinky
And
by
that's-
wavy
yeah.
around her hairline.
Yeah, and it just can last for days now. That's just cutting my money I make. She paid more for the blow dryer every day than she might for it to be calmed down.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Well, you should just go up on your
She
prices.
volunteered to go ahead and pay for it every time. She had to pay for the blow dryer. I don't care.
Well, no, I understand.
So don't put it in every day.
You're not supposed to.
Okay?
But, and like I said, I was chatting to someone just this morning and she said she uses it on every client every time. She said it's amazing. So all I can do is recommend what we recommend as a company and the way we've designed it. But I know your clients never wash their hair themselves, so whatever, most of them don't. So whatever you're doing is probably what's going on in the hair. And if it's working, it's working.
Okay.
Just stop the camera, Rich. No, but you know, maybe give them a break halfway and maybe try something else and just say that you don't actually need this every time. But it works really well. So really just find your own little jam with it, but really second to third wash is ideal. Because all we found is when we did our tests, we literally washed the hair and in the lab as well. And it literally, you'd wash it 3 times and the water would bead off just the same. Because it literally just waterproofs the hair. So it's crazy.